Hi everybody, welcome back to my grow room. My name is Christopher as always. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about my banana trees. I have a few growing, and for those of you who saw my last video, I wanted to do something with them, and this is the time. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 bananas. 3 of these are dwarf Cavendish. Yeah, I know, dwarfs. These are dwarfs. They don't look that way, but they are. The last one is a super dwarf Cavendish. So, and I also have, I can show you. I also have a small one. This is also a dwarf Cavendish. So it's from this pot. Not going to focus on this today. Yeah. The thing is that they don't look too nice, and they don't have. I really don't have the light for everyone. And the thing is that the dwarf Cavendish is something that's going to grow up and be this ginormous plant in here. It's going to reach the ceiling, and that's when I really need to stop the project. But it's so darn fun, and I want to do it again and again and again, and it just looks amazing. It's like a jungle in here when I have this huge plant. I'm gonna leave an iCard up. Is it there? I think it's there. For the huge banana when I had it. So if you want to see what it looked like before I had to cut it down and regrow it, then you definitely should check that out if you haven't seen it. So the thing is that I really need to cut back on a few of these, and I'm having a devilish time deciding on which ones to cut out and which ones to keep, and they all have their advantages. And this one is the nicest one when it comes to the size and the placing in the pot. It's centered. This one was growing as a pup in here. I moved it over here, and it's been growing ever since. It has some really, really bad leaves, and they're really burned. And there was 2 things that made this plant look bad. The first thing was that I forgot about the heating up here. So one day when I came up here, it was actually freezing. It was freezing temperatures. So I lost 2 leaves. 2 of the leaves were just, I think, if you can see this one, it's not looking too good. I lost it due to that. And like this one, it's kind of looking bad. And the reason for that is that it's been touching the grow lights. So I have this huge LED grow lights, and they're 100 watt each. And they are really hot. So when the new leaves come out like this, they point all the way straight up, of course, and sometimes they just bend into the grow light because these can grow a few centimeters a day. And when I'm at work or when I'm doing something else, I sometimes just don't get around to it, and it goes up and it's ruined. So I want to have a banana plant that looks nice and doesn't really have those kind of imperfections. So the one that I have in the back here, this one looks nice. But if I'm thinking that this plant is actually going to grow and get about this size, the stem is going to get about this size, having it placed all the way on the side of this pot is going to make it very, very prone to tipping over. So I don't think that is a good solution. The thing is that I have a few options, but what I'm going to do, I've been thinking about it. This one, it's looking strange, I know, but this was just an experiment. I just wanted to do this for fun. This one was growing, it was about this tall, and I decided, hey, why don't I just cut it halfway, just for fun, to see what it looked like. And that actually, so you can see the cut. This was the cut on the new leaf, and it's looking a bit fun. But anyway, I just wanted to do it just for fun, and I didn't intend to keep this plant. So what I'm going to do is to just chop it off, and it's dripping banana juice. If you have tasted banana juice before, you know it when I say this is kind of bitter. it's it is if you've ever eaten green banana peel, this is 10 times worse. And yeah, it's just horrible. So why do it? I ask myself that all the time. This one is looking really nice, and it's growing, as I said, on the side of the pot, but it still has all its original leaves, and it really looks nice. I'm going to keep this for now. With this one, I'm not so sure what to do, because I could let it just continue grow, and it will, of course, grow up, and it will slowly just change out all the bad leaves with new good-looking leaves. But the thing is that since I'm growing all my seed starts now, I'm using all the LED lights that I have up here or using some of the LED lights that I have up here for my bananas, using it as a light source for those. And that way I don't really have what it takes to get this one growing nicely, because if you want a banana that's thick indoors and you want it to look like a banana tree or plant, I know it's not a tree, but it looks like a tree when it's up here. If you want to keep your banana plant growing thick and sturdy, you need to provide it with a ton of lights. So I don't have that right now, and I don't know, I was thinking about just getting rid of the whole plant. But then I thought I could just cut it off. This one also. I'm butchering everything here. Some of you are probably just crying now, and rightly so. This is probably not the... It might not be the best way to deal with this. But the thing is that when you cut a banana down like this, it has two options. It could either just continue growing from the center. That will work on a smaller banana, and I definitely think it's going to work on this one. So what I'm expecting with this one is that it's going to continue just starting with a new leaf, and a brand new plant is just going to grow out from the center of this stem. The other thing a banana tree plant could do, if it's too mature, like the huge one that I have, once I cut it down, it was just end of life for that one, because it didn't at all try to shoot up new leaves from the center, and that's probably because even the flower stalk was probably traveling already up the stem. So what it could do then was to just send out new pups all the way around the stem. And I think that's dependent on the variety of banana you're growing, because some bananas will be more prone to put out shoots and new pups, and some varieties will do everything it can to just sprout back up from the center of the stem. Not sure what it's going to do, but the idea is that I want to try to continue growing it in this pot. So I'm hoping that this one will do whatever it has to do, regrow from the center, and we're going to focus on that plant. So this plant, which is now 4 centimeters tall, is hopefully going to touch the ceiling within, I'm thinking within a year. About a year, this one will touch the ceiling. And nobody believes me when I say that, and nobody believes me when I tell them how old my plants are. And that's just probably because they've never tried with good fertilizers, abundance of fertilizers, and a really, really warm room, and of course my grow lights, which are amazing. So yeah, about a year, this one hopefully will be our plant. This one I'm keeping as a backup. If it turns out that I lose this one, and this one might also sprout back up, I might transplant it. I don't know what to do with it yet, but this is just what it's going to look like now. And if it turns out that this one just dies off and nothing happens, because that could of course happen, there's no guarantee that this will ever come back, then I have this one as a backup, and I would like to transplant this over into this container because I need it to grow in center. It looks like a big, huge pot right now, but once you get a plant that is this thick, this is only going to look like a thimble. And yeah, but these are the biggest pots that I have, and I'm just gonna make do with this. So yeah, I don't know. If it works out, it works out. I'm definitely just making sure that I always have a backup, because this banana is special to me for some personal reasons that I just can't get into, and I'm just going to have to keep this plant going forever and ever. And by having multiple shoots growing, I'm just making those kind of backups all the time, and it's going to look amazing. So keep your eyes open for that. And this one, the super dwarf, it is going to be a fantastic plant. And eventually, once this thing with the regular dwarfs are figured out and everything is looking nice and growing the way I want it, this one is going to be transplanted over to the other pot. So I'm going to have my bananas in these two pots. This one is the only one that I, for now, think I might be able to get to fruit indoors. And when I say fruit indoors, I mean grown from nothing to fruit only indoors. Never seen the daylight at all. And this one is hopefully going to be the one that actually will make that happen for me. I know for a fact that I've been searching online and I've seen these, and they rarely get to be taller than, yeah, 1.5 meter or not more than 2 meters. So that's going to be I'm going to have plenty of space, vertical space for this, and hopefully it's going to bring us some bananas. That would be awesome if we could just go up here into the grow room and just pick some fresh banana fingers and just snack on those at Christmas time. That would probably make for a great video that I get to make. Okay, this was just me ranting on about my bananas, but it's an interesting project, and if you have any questions at all about my bananas, just let me know. I'm still working on doing a Q&A or something like that, and if you have any questions about growing bananas indoors, and I know a lot of you have, I'm going to try to see if I can answer those in an upcoming video. This is Christopher saying may the force be with you, and I'll see you in the next one.